Educational philosophy of Vygotsky. Vygotsky's cognitive development theory. Cognitive development theory argues that cognitive abilities are socially guided and constructed. As such, culture serves as a mediator for the formation and development of specific abilities such as learning, memory, attention, and problem solving. So, what is Vygotsky theory summary? Theoretical summary. Vygotsky's socio-cultural theory. Again, I repeat, socio-cultural theory asserts that learning is an essentially social process in which the support of parents, caregivers, peers, and the wider society and culture play a crucial role in development of higher psychological functions. Next, Vygotsky language. Vygotsky language. Vygotsky believed that language develops from social interactions for communication purposes. Vygotsky viewed language as man's greatest tool, a means for communicating with the outside world. According to Vygotsky, in 1962, language plays two critical roles in cognitive development. Number one, it is the main means by which adults transmit information to children. Language itself becomes a very powerful tool of intellectual adaptation. The very important term here is zone of proximal development. The concept of more knowledgeable other MKO is integrally related to the second important principle of Vygotsky's work, the zone of proximal development ZPD. This is an important concept that relates to the difference between what a child can achieve independently. This is an important concept that relates to the difference between what a child can achieve independently and what a child can achieve with guidance and encouragement from a skilled partner. Then scaffolding or supportive activities provided by the educator or more competent peer to support the student as he or she is led through the ZPD. Okay. Some more MCQ questions about this theory. Question number 1. As a teacher who firmly believes in social constructivist theory of Lev Vygotsky, which of the following method would you prefer for assessing your students? As a teacher who firmly believes in social constructivist theory of L Vygotsky, collaborative project, fact, recall questions, standardized must no, C তো নয়, মাল্টিপল চয়েস নো, ডি তো নয়, ফ্যাক্ট বেস নো, আমার তো মনে হচ্ছে এ। তো আমি আনসারটা দেখে নেব। একই দাগের আনসার। Now we see the answer. The questions, according to Vygotsky's social constructivist theory, to choose the preferred method for assessing their students, and the answer is collaborative projects. Collaborative projects align with core principles of social constructivism by fostering social interaction. Students work together, sharing ideas, and building knowledge collaboratively. Cultural tools. They use tools and resources provided by their culture to solve problems and create meaning. Active learning. Students are actively engaged in constructing their own understanding. So, these are all the components of collaborative projects, and this is the answer here. Next question is here. Next question, according to L Vygotsky, the primary cause of cognitive development is stimulus response pairing, social interaction, adjustment of mental schemas, and equilibration. So we will analyze this question here. So then the answer here, according to Lev Vygotsky, Vygotsky's socio-cultural theory, cognitive development is primarily driven by social interaction and cultural factors. He argued that children learn through collaboration and communication with more knowledgeable others, a process he termed as internalization. This means that children gradually internalize the knowledge and skills they acquire through social interaction, leading to their cognitive development. So this is all. Then here the question again, according to Vygotsky, children learn by maturation when reinforcement is offered, by imitation, by interacting with adults and peers. So we see the answer guide here. According to Vygotsky's socio-cultural theory, children learn best through social interaction and cultural factors. Let's analyze each option. Here, first option, by maturation. While maturation plays a role in cognitive development, Vygotsky emphasized the importance of social and cultural factors. Maturation alone is not sufficient for learning, according to him. When reinforcement is offered, Vygotsky theory is not primarily based on behaviorist principle, which emphasize reinforcement. While reinforcement can be a motivational factor, where social interaction is the primary driver for cognitive development. By imitation can be a part of learning, but Vygotsky focused on the role of internalization, which involves transforming external knowledge into internal mental representations. Imitations alone doesn't fully capture the complexities of learning. By interacting with adults and peers, that is interacting with MKO. This is, I think, the correct answer. Vygotsky argued that children learn through collaboration and communication with more knowledgeable others. A process he termed as internalization. The social interaction is essential for cognitive development. So, the correct answer is D here. Next question. Which one of the following statements about children would Vygotsky agree with? uh, options here. Children learn when they are offered lucrative rewards. Children's thinking can be understood by conducting laboratory experiment on animals. Children are born able and need to be controlled through punishment. Children learn through social interaction with peers and adults. I think this is the right answer. Again, I will analyze all the options here. Then the question is again, which one of the following statements about children would Vygotsky agree with? And the options of A, B, C, D. So the answer here, answer is, according to Vygotsky theory, learning is a social process, and Vygotsky emphasized the importance of interaction in cognitive development, arguing that children learn by collaborating with and observing more knowledge individuals. So here is the breakdown of why other options are incorrect. Children learn when they are offered lucrative rewards. While rewards can be a motivator, Vygotsky theory primarily focuses on social interaction. Children's thinking can be understood by conducting laboratory experiment on animals. Vygotsky theory is based on human development and interaction, not animal studies. Of course, children are born able and need to be controlled through punishment. This statement is a negative view of childhood and contradicts Vygotsky emphasis on social learning. And the next, the option, children learn through social interaction with peers and adults. So this is the correct answer as I think here, according to the theory of social internalization of students. So the option, children learn through social interaction with peers and adults. And the next question here, question number 5. In Vygotsky theory, which aspect of development gets neglected? Social, cultural, linguistic, visual. I think this is biological. The correct answer is C, biological. Vygotsky's theory primarily focuses on the social and cultural factors that influence cognitive development. While he that acknowledged the role of biological factors such as maturation, he emphasized the importance of social interaction and cultural tools in shaping learning development. So here is the breakdown of the answer. Why the options are incorrect. Social. Vygotsky theory emphasized the social aspect of development, arguing that children learn through interaction with others. Cultural, yes. Cultural factors play a significant role in Vygotsky theory as they shape the tools, beliefs and practices that influence learning. Linguistic language. Language is a crucial cultural tool that Vygotsky believed played a vital role in cognitive development. So therefore, biological factors are not entirely ignored in Vygotsky theory, but the primary focus is on social, cultural and linguistic development. Thus, the answer we can discuss as the reciprocal teaching. Reciprocal teaching is an instructional technique that aligns closely with Vygotsky's socio-cultural theory. It involves students taking turns in leading a discussion or activity with the goal of improving their comprehension and critical thinking skill. This approach emphasizes social interaction, collaboration, and the sharing of knowledge, which are principles of Vygotsky theory. So what is reciprocal teaching? An instructional technique that aligns closely with Vygotsky's socio-cultural theory, involves students taking turns in leading a discussion or activity with the goal of improving their comprehension and critical thinking skills. Now, the breakdown why the other options are incorrect. The first option here, operant conditioning. Operant conditioning. This is a behavior theory that focuses reinforcement and punishment to shape a behavior. So this is a behavioral concept of educational philosophy. It doesn't align with Vygotsky's emphasis on social interaction and cultural factors. Cultural neutral cognitive development. This theory emphasizes the role of culture in shaping cognitive development. A culture neutral approach will contradict the perspective of Vygotsky. So, cultural neutral cognitive development is not the answer here. Next, insight learning as described by Gestalt psychologist focuses on sudden understanding or problem solving. So insight learning as described by Gestalt psychologist focuses on sudden understanding or problem solving, while it may involve cognitive processes. It doesn't directly align with Vygotsky's emphasis on social interaction as cultural tools. So therefore, reciprocal teaching is the most appropriate option based on socio-cultural theory of Vygotsky. Now, now the question, Vygotsky emphasized the significance of the role played by which of the following factors in the learning children in the learning of children: moral, social, physical, and hereditary. So obviously the answer is social. Again we cross check all other options here. The correct answer is social. Here the breakdown of other options why they are incorrect. Moral. While moral can influence behavior, Vygotsky's theory primarily focuses on role of social interaction. Okay. Now, physical factors such as health or motor skills can indirectly influence learning. So, but Vygotsky theory focuses only on social and cultural aspects. Hereditary factors, while important, are not the primary focus on Vygotsky theory. He emphasized the role of social and cultural factors. So, hereditary, physical, and moral options are not right here. Next, the concept of private speech of children are proposed by Vygotsky. Private speech shows that children are stupid and thus need guidance of adults. Illustrates the children are egocentric, shows that children love themselves. Illustrates that children use speech to guide their own actions. So the answer is D. Answer is D. So the options illustrate options D illustrate that children use speech to guide their own actions. According to Vygotsky theory, private speech is the self-talk that children engage to regulate their thought and actions. It is a tool that children use to guide their own behavior and problem solving. Here's breakdown of why the other options are incorrect. A. Shows that children are stupid and thus need guidance of adults. This is a misconception. Private speech is not a sign of stupidity but rather a valuable tool for cognitive development. B illustrates that childs are egocentric. While egocentrism is a common trait in young children, private speech is not necessarily related to egocentrism. It can be a tool for both egocentric and non-egocentric thought. Shows that option C shows that children loves themselves while others important while while self-love is important. If not the primary function of private speech is primarily used for self-regulation and problem solving. Shows the children love them. While self-love is important, it is not primary function of private speech. The correct answer is D. Illustrates the children use speech to guide their own actions. According to Vygotsky, the answer A is correct. Its social context. According to Vygotsky, learning is deeply intertwined with social interaction and cultural factors. He argued that cognitive development is not solely an individual process but is shaped by the social and cultural context in which learning occurs. Here is the breakdown. Perception and attention process. These cognitive processes are important for learning. Vygotsky theory emphasizes the social and cultural context as the primary driver of development. Reinforcement is concept from behaviorist theory. Vygotsky theory does not fully embrace focused on social and cultural aspect. And D, a measurable change in behavior. Well, measurable changes in behavior can be indicator of learning. Vygotsky theory underlying cognitive process and social interactions that contribute to learning. So therefore the answer A is right in its social context. That is according to Vygotsky, learning cannot be separated from social context. So this is all for today.